Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you may watch this. It's Friday, and Fridays are for book club. So, the book that I am giving you the highlights from the chapters I just finished are from The Eighth Habit by Stephen R. Covey. So, this book is about leadership and it's about inspiring others. The eighth habit is, I don't want to say a habit. The eighth habit is about inspiring others to find their voice. Okay, the leadership challenge. So I'm going to cover from chapter 6 till whatever, however long this 10 minutes lasts. Okay, let's get into it. In everyone's life, at some time, our inner fire goes out. It then bursts into flames by an encounter with another human being. Okay, we should all be thankful for those people who rekindle the inner spirit. Somebody rekindled my fire a couple years ago, and I have not stopped. Okay, so that's definitely true. Leadership is communicating to people their worth and potential so clearly that they come to see it themselves. The most common way of communicating this message to other people is through an organization. Okay, an organization is nothing more or less than a relationship with a purpose. Okay, you probably belong to so many organizations. Marriages, families, community, volunteer groups, sports team, and businesses are all organizations. Okay, the highest challenge inside of the organization is to set up and run it in a way that enables each person to inwardly sense his or her worth and potential for greatness, and to contribute his or her voice to accomplish the organization's purpose. Organizations require both management and leadership. Either without, the other is insignificant. Okay, you manage and control things, but you must lead people. You manage things such as inventory, cost system, processes, physical resources, information, time, and so on, because they don't have the power or freedom to choose. Remember my painful lesson that I needed management expertise from others to make profitable. I couldn't lead inventory. It had to be managed. Okay, the key to understanding organization is to study and understand human nature, to understand a whole person paradigm. Okay, paradigm is the body, mind, heart, and spirit. Significant problems cannot be solved with the quick fix problems of the month. You must comprehend this nature to root of the problems you face. There are two kinds of problems. Okay, there are long-lasting, persistent, and acute, critical. Begin by addressing the symptoms of the chronic problems in your organization. In business, you cannot succeed with stockholders until you first succeed in the marketplace. You can never succeed in the marketplace until you succeed in the workplace. In family, you cannot succeed with other family members until you succeed with yourself. So see how this book applies to business and your personal life. The industrial age response to chronic problems is for the boss to make rules, increase control, demand greater efficiency. The knowledge worker age response is to apply the four rules of leadership. So that's pathfinding, empowering, modeling, and alignment. The four roles help you inspire others to find their voices and achieve organizational greatness. Doing this can be summarized in two words: focus and execution. You will explore these processes in depth in the remainder of this workbook. So I get the workbook so I can break it down, so I can do the actual steps. But right now, I'm just giving you the highlights, okay? And I don't know why I'm turning those pages if I haven't already marked. Okay, so chapter 7, the voice of influence. Be a trim tab. A trim tab is constant, like a lighthouse, not a weather vane. A constant, dependable source of light, not someone that twists and turns with every social wind. Okay. Look, what else? Modeling is the spirit and center of the leadership effort. Modeling is primarily done during or before their other three roles: pathfinding, aligning, and empowering. To be a model, you would need to practice these four behaviors. Be a trim tab, discussed in the chapter. Okay. Be trustworthy, character, competence. Build trust. Search for the third alternative. Okay. Trustworthy people. Identify because others within the organization seek their opinion and respect their input and value their experience. Modeling is not just the work of an individuals, it's also the work of teams. A complementary team is one that builds on each other, on the individual's strength and organizes to make individual weakness irrelevant. Your voice of influence is how you respond to the inner desire to make a difference, to matter, to extend your influence. It is an attitude you have and a choice you make. The Greek philosophy of influence is an excellent summary of the process of increasing your voice of influence. It is ethical. It's your ethical self, the part of you that models trustworthiness, builds trust. And then the empathetic self, the part that seeks to understand. And Legos is your logical self, the part of you that seeks to be understood. A trim tab is a small rudder that turns the big rudder and turns the ship. The trim tab leaders spread their influence no matter what position they hold. Trim tab leaders consistently exercise it and innovate by making positive, effective choices. Your circle of concern consists of those things that concern and interest you, okay? The 7 levels of intuitive shown on here depicts the choices available to you and you are assigned to. You choose the level of intuitive initiative to use based on how far the task lies within or outside of your circle of influence. So it's the latter. I'm going to read off this levels of initiative. Do it and report it periodically. Do it and report it immediately. I intend to. Make a recommendation. Ask or wait until told. Okay, so if you do work your way up, wait until I'm told. Ask. Make a recommendation. I intend to. Do it and report it immediately. Do it and report it periodically, or just do it. So those are the different levels. It takes judgment and wisdom to know what level of intuitive to exercise. What you should or should exercise what you should do. How you should do it and when you should do it, and perhaps most importantly, why you should do it. If you choose wisely, little by little, your circle of influence will expand because you will build trust with other people. Okay? That's really good. That was really good. Let's see. I got enough for another chapter here. The voice of trustworthiness, modeling character and competence. Okay? 90% of leadership failures are character flaws. Failures. 90% of leadership failures are character failures. Okay. To be a model, you need to practice these 7 behaviors. Be a trim tab, be trustworthy, character, competence, build trust, search for the third alternative. Trust is the glue that holds together teams and relationships. Trust is shared and reciprocated between people. You merit trust by giving trust and acting with integrity. Trustworthy comes from character and competence. Character consists of integrity. You keep your promises made to yourself and others. Maturity. You combine courage and passion. Abundance mentality. You see life as a vast array of different opportunities, wealth, and resources, and not a competition with only one winner. Competence consists of technical skills. The skills and knowledge necessary to complete a task. Conceptual, the ability to see the big picture, to think strategically and not tactfully. Interdependency, the knowledge that parts affect the knowledge that the parts affect the whole, that all life is interconnected. Wisdom and judgment occur when character and competence intersect. You cannot make significant progress in your relationship if your own life is a mess. If you're untrustworthy. To improve relationships, you must start with yourself. I need to say that one more time. You cannot make significant progress in your relationships if your own life is a mess or if you're untrustworthy. To improve relationships, you must start with yourself. I'm going to stop right there. Because it all starts with us, okay? You can't make significant progress in your relationships if your own life is a mess. I'm going to close the book on that right there. So that's the highlights from the 8th habit, okay? Fridays are for book club. I can't wait to begin our book club call to talk about our highlights and our ahas from the takeaway from the book. That's all. Have an amazing day on purpose.